Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over some more Summer Cup battles. So it's funny being about 9 days into this league, we're still finding some new ways to kind of exploit the meta or counter the meta in a way. So today's video is going to be going over Shadow Abomasnow. So we did a Shadow Abomasnow, or we did a regular Abomasnow video, I think, a while ago. But the meta is, and I said how much I really hate going things that are kind of weak against Vigoroth, but Abomasnow has so much play into everything else that it's definitely worth it. We'll be showing the games today, even Vigoroth in the lead against our team, which is APA weak to Vigoroth and not even necessarily the strongest third mon against Vigoroth. We show that we can beat Vigoroth pretty easily. So we'll be going over this team. Again, it's going to be Shadow Abomasnow in the lead with, instead of Icy Wind, I'm actually going to be running Weather Ball this time around. I think I ran Icy Wind in the last one, but I like the pacing of Weather Ball, so I charge TM'd the Icy Wind into Weather Ball Ice, and yeah, it just gives you a little bit more play against something like Charjabug, which you're really going to need in a very Charjabug-centric type of meta. So in the back, we're going to have Charjabug as our safe swap. I said it's the meta for a reason, right? So we'll go ahead and use the Metamon. And then we're also going to be using Diggersby again. So this bunny is this bunny's kind of broken. And we saw that in the video the other day that really showcased it. But I'm kind of using it on a lot of different teams now at this point because it's so good and really has a lot of play even against Vigoroth, which has counter, which counters a normal type. Such as Diggersby there. So we're going to go ahead and get into this video, but first, if you haven't, definitely subscribe to the channel and make sure you check if you think you are subscribed, just in case you aren't, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so Kingdra in the lead again. Kingdra, definitely a bigger mon here in the back half of this cup, which is awesome. In fact, maybe I should be using Kingdra. I think I would prefer maybe the Shadow, but I have to look into it a little bit. Maybe Kingdra and Diggersby can be a little combo there. I might think about that. Alright, so this is a decent matchup. I like that it's not the Shadow version here. It gives us a little bit more play. We're very fast to pacing on this. They can outpace to the second one, but only if they throw Octazooka. So at that point, you can be like, I don't really care if you throw Octazooka at me. We do resist it. They do throw on CMP. They win CMP. That's good to note. I did lose to Kingdra 2 or 3 different CMPs. So it must win most of the time because Abomasnow's attack stat is actually pretty high. So I'm going to let it go out. I'm going to come in with Charjabug. Going to go ahead and farm this down. I'll probably end up shielding once just in case because I think they could technically get to an Outrage. But they throw Octazooka here and I obviously get the debuff, which I got the debuff a lot. It's a 50% debuff and I feel like I got debuffed on Abomasnow and debuffed here, so 100% already. And I think I get debuffed 2 more times against another single Kingdra. I really shouldn't have thrown that move. I should have gone up to 100 energy, swapped into Diggersby because we double resist the lick damage from Lickitung. And I'm going to let them throw first. And then I was like, oh, they're probably actually going to throw Power Whip, which I really didn't think about for a second there. But I'm also going to let the Power Whip hit us. We only have 1 shield. It's coming from a bulky mon into a bulky mon, so I don't expect it to do that much actually. And it kind of doesn't. I'm above 50%, so I'm going to go for a little bit more energy. They actually throw right here, which means I know they're throwing a Body Slam 100%, so I can go up to a little bit more energy, but we're close to 100 anyways, although this probably doesn't KO. Scorching Sands is a good move, but it probably doesn't KO from here, but we'll be able to farm down. They do end up coming in with the Toxapex. We do have a bit of an HP advantage here, plus we have almost 2 discharges. We do have to remember that on the Charjabug, which is kind of why we fought for that, or we used the shield to fight for that energy advantage against the Kingdra so long ago. So I throw 2 moves into it. I throw a 3rd move into it. I'm 1 volt switch away from throwing a 4th move into this, and Toxapex is bulky, but it just cannot handle this barrage of just charge attacks. So good energy management right here. And I actually did forget Lickitung was in the back, but luckily I didn't put my phone down. Roserade is a weird mon. I do find out I lose CMP here. We do need a shield. We're taking double super effective damage from Weather Ball Fire. But We do outpace. That is something to note, but I think they end up catching here. So not great, but it does mean that we win switch, and we obviously have some mon in the back that we definitely need to win switch against, switch with. But it's tough because Roserade seems like it would be so good in this cup if it just had some more bulk or something, because its moveset is actually really good, right? It can hit the Mud Boys. It's super effective with whether or not it has Leaf Storm. I think it also has Grass Knot as its other grass move. And then it has Weather Ball Fire for the grasses, specifically like Ferrothorn, double super effective against Ferrothorn, double super effective against Abomasnow, super effective against Charjabug while taking resisted Volt Switches as well. It's an interesting mon nonetheless, but in saying that, I have not seen one before today. Coming into the Noctowl, I actually did see 2 Noctowls today, which is weird, and I think I saw one yesterday in the video that I put up yesterday as well. But yeah, it is bulky and it has decent play against everything, so it's pretty neutral in general, so that's pretty nice. One of the few flyers kind of outside of Mantine, and Mantine has water, and you don't necessarily want to have well, they're both weak to Charjabug anyways, but excuse me. Anyways, this matchup's going to take freaking forever because Fire Punch doesn't do any damage, and neither does Sky Attack, and both these mon are pretty bulky, so I have to get up to 2 Fire Punches here, so I do go for 2 Fire Punches. I still have 2 mon in the back if I really want to try to catch something, but he's not really out of moves, so I can throw back-to-back pretty easily. Just the outpacing is so good on Diggersby because you go 5-4, 5-4 on Fire Punch, and that's just GG. All right, Charjabug in the lead. I do go for 1 extra move here. They actually... Oh, this is a different game. I was like, they end up not throwing right away, which means I could have thrown and saved a bit of energy. But... Oh, excuse me. Oh, my God. It is late for me here, but I'm trying to get this video out to y'all for tomorrow. And I don't want to wake up super early to record. Anyways, that doesn't matter that much. They end up staying in this matchup forever until they don't, and then they catch my X-Scissor. The funny thing is I waited, the first time around I waited for them to throw, and then this time around I didn't wait for them to throw. Why did I do that? I don't know. They weren't out of 2 moves, so I don't know. I just... bad here for me, I guess. Alright, Diggersby wins CMP against Toxapex, so that's nice. I do get the attack lowering, which means I'm actually going to take 2 brines here and go for a lot of energy because this mon is just so good with energy advantage. Scorching Sand, Fire Punch has a lot of coverage moves, so yeah, and gets to them pretty fast too. So I go ahead and take the second brine for kind of free, but I'm going to go for a little bit of extra energy. They end up switching into the Charjabug. Charjabug is I think 2 Fire Punches away from being KO'd. Oh no, it is just 1. So now we get to see what they have in the back, and I assume it's something like a Whiscash. Oh, ends up being Girafarig, which again, I've seen a lot of these kind of recently as well, usually this Shadow type. And then I figure I'm just going to throw Abomasnow into this, and I throw on bad timing because I actually thought they were going to throw right there. But I kind of just need to use Abomasnow here to do something, and then I don't want to try to farm this down with Diggersby, so yeah, just gonna farm this down with Abomasnow, and yeah, I have a move. Technically, I could get to maybe 2 Weather Balls here. Actually, can't. So I go for the Weather Ball. It's enough to KO at this point anyways, and if they shield, we still have a shield, and that's gonna be GG. Skeledirge, so something you might have noticed on the team is we are double weak to fire, ABA to fire. And that's because I don't really see too much fire. I think this might be the double grass team, actually, now that I think about it. Anyways, I'm going to shield this first one, I guess. Oh, maybe I'm going to shield another one. I'm going to basically try to win switch because I think we need the bunny for Skeledirge for sure. And if he goes for a shield here, I think he's still 1 away, so I can get... I think I could just KO, or get the next shield, rather. And then I can make a decision whether or not I want to KO this. But also switch might be up soon, so I might even shield and switch to Charjabug. No, I'm just going to let it go, okay. Probably coming in with Charjabug, I imagine. Okay. Okay. I think, oh, I know the win con here. So we CMP here, and the win con's going to be Charjabug getting energy, and then going into the Skeletor's matchup and basically throwing double discharge. So I have 2 shields. So I'm going to let this just go, and then since I end up living, I'm just going to switch, and I'm going to shield this Rock Slide. Rock Slide is going to be doing too much damage, and the main thing we have to fear on the Skeletor is the Incinerate damage, so I want to be as healthy as possible going into that Skeletor's matchup. Now, Skeletor also has 5-turn moves, and we have 4-turn moves, so I want to make sure my energy is super high, so that every 1 Volt Switch I can throw energy at the Skeletor. Gives me the best efficiency possible, and technically just gives them the worst, to be fair. So I'm going to be able to get to 2 discharge. I'm going to be able to get to discharge here in 2, which is 8 turns, and there are still 2 away, aka 10 turns from the next move on Skeletor. So I knew my win con right after, basically right after switching into Diggersby there. Well, I thought I could win the switch, and then as soon as I decided to lose switch, I already knew my win con, basically. Alright, so obviously this is horrific for us. We know this team, right? Yeah. It's not the absolute worst. I think I said it in the video where we were showcasing Diggersby as well. It's not the worst. Charjabug still does decent damage to this. I think we technically die here. It's very close, though. Yeah, I am able to get this move off. And then it's going to be pretty low. And then I could snipe this down if I do switch to Obama right here. Yeah. Save a little bit of Charjabug there for the back. And this isn't the absolute worst matchup, right? We can actually take one of these as well. And I believe we'll get to 2 Weather Balls here. Yeah, we definitely get to 2. Throwing back to back is the only way we get to 2. If we actually threw earlier, we definitely would not make it. But yeah, we're going to be able to get the shield, which is decent, but technically we would have actually wanted to just get the 2 moves off in KO. I think I'm going to come in with Charjabug and do as much damage as I can with the double super effective Volt Switches. And now I can make decisions on where I want to shield, and I assume this has Water Pulse, but technically Ice Beam also is super effective, and I think someone in the comments was saying it's basically the same amount of damage anyways. So I go up to max energy here. Because they're gonna save their shield 100% for Mantine, and I want to make sure that I basically have 2 moves going into that Mantine matchup. Now, you can't actually get to 2 moves, but you know what I mean. I want to get to max energy, so that I don't run into any weird plays against that Mantine. Mantine does have a little bit of extra energy going into it, but luckily we did shield the big move on the Water Pulse there, so don't have to worry too much about it getting to like 3 moves. And you see, you really got to know the energy costs for Charjabug here, because it's actually very slow to get to its moves. And then I basically just want to double up on Fire Punch. I do lose CMP, kind of makes sense. Diggersby is just very bulky, and I think mine is level 50. I think this is actually a rank 1 Diggersby. I remember I caught it at the library. Yeah, it's a some of the mon I remember where I caught them. Like, I remember I caught my rank 1 Umbreon during an Eevee event near the it's called, I wonder if I even say this name if it means anything. It's called Huhat. It's like a Mongolian barbecue. Or I guess it's not, no, I'm sorry, it's not barbecue, but it's Mongolian all you can eat. Basically like noodles, and they cook it for you on this gigantic grill. They cook everyone's in front of you. But yeah, it's like noodles, meat, and sauces, basically. So, all right. Anyways, we're in a game. This is where I'm showing Abomasnow. Basically, I could let it go. I could also shield and farm down for a decent amount of energy, and I do go for that. It was a Trevenant in the lead, and everything I have is kind of good against Trevenant, so I figured this guy's probably running double Mud Boys, but I technically could have waited and seen what came in. But I'm also fine just throwing the damage into this. I do go for the catch here, because since I know it's not going to be a Stone Edge, I'm fine taking the damage here. Technically, they could throw a Stone Edge on CMP here. They do decide to go for a little bit of extra energy. They might go for a shield here. Going for a shield here is actually decently bad for me. But I did get to sneak a Volt Switch, so if they don't actually kill here, no, but they do. Probably going to come into Abomasnow. Yeah, we're one away. We win CMP. This is pretty nice. Doesn't KO, and they have actually excess energy because they did go for the shield. So they're probably still going to be able to throw an Aqua Tail into Diggersby, but... Oh, no, they probably won't be able to, actually. They're probably very low on energy, and they do come in with the... Look how much this Seed Bomb does. I'm remembering this matchup. This took place 4 hours ago. So, yeah. I try to go as close to a move as possible. I should have gone one more, though. I do end up losing CMP to the Quagsire here, and it's not a Shadow, though. But maybe I could have gone one more. I knew the energy count on Trevenant, and I think I could have gone one more. Sometimes I just get scared that they're at a different energy count that I don't see. It happens all the time. They end up coming with a Firemon here, Typhlosion. So they do outpace to get to the first one. I did switch quite slowly. But I know I can actually get a lot of energy here in the background. I can go 4 and then go for a Scorching Sands. And if they try to go for another Blast Burn, I can actually just super outpace their energy. So they end up not shielding because of that, but they did get a shield advantage. But I'm maintaining switch, right? And even though they have a lead that is a little awkward for my whole team, it's actually fine for my whole team to take this. Really, I want Abomasnow to be on this, but it gaining energy means that Abomasnow becomes a little bit scary. So really, Charjabug does a lot of work here. They do end up going for CMP. I actually could have probably switched to Charjabug here, but it's fine. I'll probably come in with Charjabug, to be honest. It resists the moves a lot better. And then I'm actually glad I didn't try to swap in a hard swap Charjabug because they end up having a Poliwrath in the back. They're almost always going to shield this because they're getting very desperate. And at the end of the day, even if it's resisted, it's still doing a lot of damage. This is a Mudshot Poliwrath, if I remember. Yeah, it is. So they get to their moves really fast. But they do let me get to the discharge here, which is interesting. And then I decide to let Poliwrath go here. A lesser me would have shielded and tried to go for some sort of farm down. But I actually win CMP against this anyways. And I end up pacing to the exact same amount as Abomasnow has already been in 2 matchups. So that's just GG. We outpace Superior anyways. Another Trevenant lead. They switch into the Jellicent. We switch very slow. I actually saw a decent amount of Jellicent today. Maybe 3 Jellicents. I feel like it's weird when I say... I hope y'all understand what I'm saying when I say a decent amount. Seeing 3 in... I forgot if I played 3 or 4 sets of this team. But seeing 3 Mon of a Mon that I don't usually see that often in that many sets feels like it's a lot. So... When I say a lot, I don't mean I saw like 10 Jellicent. I saw 3 Jellicent, and I thought that was quite a lot. Jellicent's interesting for this cup. I mean, it has a lot of play into a lot of stuff, but it paces to its moves quite weirdly, and it's bad against Charjabug, but it's good against, like... Well, Bubble Jellicent is good against Vigoroth, so that's an interesting one in itself. I decided I'm going to come into this, which means I know I'm going to shield no matter what into this. And it means that what I hope's in the back is nothing horrific. Ends up being a Marowak, which I saw 2 of these today as well. Weird, Mon. You saw I clicked the Scorching Sands there and it somehow didn't go through. That was weird. Not something you see too often. I did get the attack drop, which is great because I'm 99% sure this is Fire Blast. Considering... I actually lost to one of these also in a set that isn't going to be shown here, but I lost to a Shadow Marowak that hit me with a Fire Blast for like 60% of Diggersby HP, so I already was expecting that Fire Blast, which is interesting. Alright, this time I decided to stay in with the Abomasnow. You do win the pacing war against this. You don't want to get hit by an X-Scissor, obviously, but you can win the 2s here, and I'm going to go ahead and showcase not necessarily the win in the 2s there, but I'm going to showcase that Weather Ball, just the pacing of Weather Ball is kind of insane, and we're doing a lot of damage to this, but I'll probably end up in a in a mirror matchup, I was about to say, in the Charjabug. And now we caught, but this is what they wanted to throw into this anyways. X-Scissor is the move to throw into Charjabug. They end up coming in with a Quagsire, but luckily we already got a move off. A Volt Switch off, rather, so we have a lot of energy going into this matchup. If they don't pace well, we can actually get to another X-Scissor. And when I say don't pace well, they've obviously made a conscious decision not to throw Stone Edge here. But we get the shield, so now... Wait, now I don't believe that. Maybe they just messed up. Or they don't have Stone Edge. And they show Mud Bomb here, so maybe they just didn't have Stone Edge. But it's so scary still. I'm going to end up coming in with Abomasnow, and I bet I still shield. Depending on when they throw. Because I could come in Diggersby if I assume they have Stone Edge, or I can come in Abomasnow and assume they don't have Aqua Tail. I end up shielding, and that is so good for me. And they come in with Charjabug thinking I'll just throw a move right away, but we knew that their pacing was bad, considering they just threw when we caught on our own Charjabug. So I end up getting a lot of energy here, and I think they end up just quitting. Probably had a Whiscash in the back, if I were to guess. So, yeah, Abomasnow is crazy. The only thing is you do need shields for it, so the things in the back have to be good, and Charjabug, again, one of the best spawn in this cup, specifically having resistances to counter, and then being super effective against the other water types, which there are a lot of in this cup. So we don't necessarily need to use shield there because the typing's so good, and then Diggersby is just so thick and has the ability to lower attack. Hopefully don't need to use a shield there. So in the end, we can kind of conserve most of our shields through X-Mini sets for Abomasnow. Now that's not going to be a hard and fast rule where, hey, I need to be using all my shields for Abomasnow. You can make a call on the team composition, and decide whether or not you need to be using the shields in that manner. But more times than not, that is going to be where at least one of your shields is going to be going to the Abomasnow. Maybe your other shield can be spread amongst the other two, or even a 2-shield Abomasnow match. That's a decision you're going to have to make on your own. But hopefully the matches I showed here today showed some of the shielding scenarios that I was using that hopefully you can use as well. Again, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And if you think you have, go ahead and check. And yeah, thank you so much for the support here on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. I have a Master League video coming up after this. I'm pretty sure I've edited it. I actually edited it like 2 days ago, but I've really been wanting to showcase more Summer Cup since there's somehow still more teams available for us to play, and I'm just trying to get you as much as I can out there. But towards the end of the week, we definitely will have more Master League, because the week after that, the cups available are going to be all 3 of the open leagues, Great, Ultra, and Master League. And if you want to use some of the Master League teams going into that week, you can use them as well. So I'm trying to make sure the videos have a long length of time for you to view them and then get used to a team. So that's what I'm trying to do. I said that after I said I was going to log off this video, so extra stuff here at the end. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one for real this time.